Hey guys, how's it going? It's Bill 2 here with a beer review. Actually, my first ever recorded beer review. Hopefully there's many more to come because obviously I love beer, as most normal people should. But first we're going to start off from a beer from People's Brew Co. Located here in the lovely, windy, cold Lafayette, Indiana. And they're one of actually only two beer pubs here, breweries rather, here in Lafayette, the other being Lafayette Brew Co. And Lafayette's more of a old style, more English style brewing company. They're more malty ales, but they have a really good stout selection. Really good, very many good stouts. But People's is definitely more the American, the more edgy, hop. Let's do some crazy stuff with hops, do some crazy stuff with different types of malts, and jack up our alcohol percent, everything like that, and just very excellent beer. And they're very small, right? Their location, they're like it's a building, and it's basically the front of the building, like you don't even know. Like first time I saw it, like I ran past it several times before I realized it was their brewing company, because it's just two garage doors, and then you have one side door, and it's their brewing room, which was maybe a couple months ago, expanded to 500 square feet. Before that was maybe 200 square feet, just a little tap room, and then the brewing facility. So they're only like 2 or 3 years old, but and they're doing some good things. So that's actually going to be a lot of focus of my first couple of videos anyway, is try to get some Indiana brew pubs, smaller breweries reviewed, because Indiana has a lot of good beers. Nationally, I don't think they're as appreciated as the Colorado and the California and the East Coast breweries, but they hold their own, that's for sure. So like I said, tonight we're reviewing People's Brew Co. beer. It's their standard IPA, Moundbuilder, year-round production. It comes in at 6.5% alcohol and 85 IBUs. So it's got a pretty good hop presence. I've had this beer, a couple times before. I'm very comfortable drinking it. It's part of the reason why I'm reviewing this my first beer. So I'm going to go ahead and pour a glass and let you guys take a look at it and give you some notes on smell and taste and so forth. Like I said, I've had this beer multiple times, and I've had Bell's and New Belgium, and I've had Stone, and I've had Victory and Sierra Nevada and so forth, but this beer is just an excellent representation of an IPA, especially I don't know that I'd call it a Midwestern IPA, but a very good mix of a West Coast and a Midwestern IPA. When I poured it, probably right now it only has a quarter to half finger head. You can see there, off white. When I first poured it, probably had like one finger head. It dissipated pretty quickly. I just got this growler tonight. It's pretty fresh, but as you can see, it's beautiful coppery, just golden orange coppery color. It's excellent. It's the color that an IPA is supposed to be. It looks like an IPA. Decent carbonation. Well, not like a ton of bubble, but there's definitely some bubbles coming up from the top and on the side of the glass here. You probably can't tell this camera is pretty shoddy, so hopefully I'll get my HD camera back from my fiance, and I'll be able to give you guys some better videos. But anyway, I know you can tell that even from this camera, this is a beautiful colored beer. Like this, one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to get a little sniff on this guy and let you know how it smells here. Man, this beer smells excellent. You just get the citrusy, the piney hops. Exactly what some hops are like. A hoppy beer has, it's supposed to have a certain smell. This smell is just overwhelming. Just excellent hops. You get a little bit of dankness, a little bit of earthiness, but mainly you just get, really it's just more of the citrusy, fruity, I'd say mostly like a mango-ish smell that you get, and it's just a really good smell. You don't really get anything else besides the hops in the nose. And it's a really good smelling beer, excellent smelling beer. To me, this is what an IPA is supposed to smell like. If you've ever had Bell's Two Hearted, which is the aroma on that beer is off the wall, just in your face, hops, citrusy, fruity hops. This beer it's definitely comparable, if not a better smelling beer than Bell's Two Hearted. So just an excellent smelling beer. So let me get a little sip on here and let you know how it tastes. Cheers. Oh man, this beer is just so. When it first hits your tongue, you get the hop fruitiness, but it's not like a bit. It's just hop fruitiness. It's smooth. It's creamy. Rolls over your tongue so good. You almost feel like it's it's malty at first, but then it's just so fruity that it has to be the hops. It's like the malt and the hops are so well balanced that when you drink this beer, that's like you feel like you're drinking a malty beer because of how creamy and smooth it is, and then but the hops are there to give you that fruitiness, and it's spectacular. But the aftertaste is so hoppy, just dries out your tongue. It's so bitter on the edges of your tongue. It's almost like a little bit numb tongue. It's 85 IBUs, and it's 6.5, so it's a decently big beer, but it's not huge by any means. But 85 IBUs, that's a solid beer. The Centennial IPA is I think 76, 77 IBUs. So we're talking almost 10. This is a hoppy beer. It is not messing around. When you take a drink of this beer, it is just so creamy and so smooth. And when it's colder, this beer here it's not frigid. I had it in my car and I brought it home, and so it's warmed up a little bit. It's not it's not cold. It's probably more of an English warmth now at this point. 40 degrees, 45 degrees, but oh man, just so this is a good creamy for being as hoppy, having as many IBUs that this beer has in it. So smooth, so creamy. It's one of my top. It's in my top 5 for IPAs. I would say just an excellent beer. So if you're ever in Indiana, get a chance. People's Moundbuilder IPA, 6.5% alcohol, 85 IBUs. Beautiful looking, obviously. Beautiful smelling. You're taking my word on it, but I've sampled some, Stone and Victory and Bell's, obviously, and New Belgium, and just multiple, 3 Floyds out of Indiana, and Sun King, and Upland out of Bloomington, which is another excellent. But just this beer is just an excellent beer. And so if you ever get the chance to sample or try this beer, I almost demand that you take it. You drink this beer, because it is a beautiful beer. And so cheers to the guys at People that made this beer, and cheers to all of you that are watching this, and may you always find good beer on your table and in your glass.